Hello, folks. Hope you're doing all right. Welcome to Stay Well with Dr. Zorba Pastor.
That is me. Bum bum. Ba da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Bum bum. Da 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 da.
You know what? I can tell you're taking singing lessons.
Can you
You're
tell?
getting better. You're getting better.
Am I?
Well, you've been been
Really?
singing along with the theme since
taking
we started
singing
it.
lessons. Well, I'm trying to actually figure out my voice.
Yeah.
I want to preserve my voice, so I'm taking singing lessons. And my kids said, when I said I'm taking singing lessons, you know what they all said individually? What did you say?
Why?
Said, they probably said, actually, my daughter Dee Dee said, why? She said, why? I said, well, I want to protect my voice. She said, singing lessons?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Hey, you know,
It's working.
you don't know. I mean, I used to be able to sing. I had a high voice, still have a high voice, but I had a high voice when I was like prepubescent. I could hit notes higher than any of the girls in my class.
I bet. I believe
And
that.
you know something? I hated that. Can you imagine?
I would have hated that as a
12-year-old
kid, too, yeah.
Trying to get to those high notes. Now I would say, come and catch me in the voice realm.
Yeah.
You know?
Now you can flaunt it.
Yeah. Flaunt it.
Okay, let's
I
talk about...
kind of do flaunt
You
it.
too. You're taking lessons. It's great. Let's talk about our show. What are we going to talk about today?
Coffee.
Yeah, more good news for coffee
Benefits.
drinkers. It
That's
may
right.
lower dementia risk.
That's right.
Pretty
That's
cool.
right.
Zorba's going to help out a caller. We'll get to some listener emails. We're going to check up on the podcast Facebook page, read some comments from
great.
that. And my mom's going to tee up one of her famous mom jokes.
Of course.
And if you want to call the show, if you have a healthy living question, 608-492-9292.
Or email me at askdrzorba@gmail.com. Spell it out, askdrzorba@gmail.com. And remember, we've got a website, folks, drzorba.org.
All right. Now, let's get right into our healthy living topic. This is a great one. I love anytime there's good news for coffee drinkers. I'm excited about that because you too, we both drink a lot of coffee. We love coffee.
So tell me about your coffee habit. Before
Okay.
we go into the study.
Sure.
By the way, bottom line with the study, it's good.
It's a good
good
thing.
for you.
Yeah.
But now then we'll talk about this. So tell me about your coffee drinking.
Okay, wake up and I got to have coffee. I mean, I'm not really alone in this probably. I got to have coffee right away within probably 10 minutes. Lately, though, I've been drinking, I read drink a glass of water before your coffee, your first cup of coffee in the morning. It's supposed to be good. I don't know why it's good for you. I've just read that. So I've been doing that.
Maybe because you can urinate quicker.
Sure. Yeah, maybe. But I just,
No, we're dehydrated in the morning.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Do you do that in the morning?
No,
Water
not at
right
all,
away?
but
No.
please go
You go
on.
right to the coffee? Okay. Then I just, throughout the day, well, not throughout the day, but 2 to 3, probably 3 cups by the end of, I can't have it afternoon though. If I have it afternoon or 1, it kind of sticks with me.
Right. Well, I used to have it like at 5 or 6 in the afternoon to give me a little buzz, but
cannot
now
do
I
that.
can't do it because it wakes me up.
Yeah, keeps me up.
The buzz makes. But I can have it at 3 in the afternoon. I often have a shot of espresso.
I'll do it if I know I'm going to be up late for like on a weekend doing
What's
something,
late?
going out maybe.
What's late?
Late?
Late for somebody with
Like
2
midnight.
kids. Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
late.
Yeah.
That's late. Some
Yeah.
people call late 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's
It used to be early.
Okay, let's look at the studies.
Yeah.
So first of all, there are a couple of studies that are important here. There's the it was the health professional study and the nurses' health study. It actually started differently. There was the physicians' health study, which basically were male physicians, starting in the probably in the 80s. I bet it was in the 80s. And then there was a nurses' health study because there were men mostly in the first study, and then they decided to do the nurses' health study, which were mostly women. And this is really important. We talked about this in the last podcast, how women were excluded from many studies,
Right.
especially women of childbearing potential. And women are not little men, and men are not little women. They have different biological processes. But we're going to talk about this study and then how it actually was also in the other study. So coffee. So coffee is a much maligned drink.
Is it maligned?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Puritans. The Puritans
They're
from the
long gone now.
1600s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still, the Puritans. Then we had the Victorians, and they said anything that stimulates you must be bad.
Okay.
And frankly, caffeine is the biggest stimulant we have in the world.
Sure.
I mean, that's why you drink coffee. And tea also is a stimulant. We're more of a coffee drinking society than tea, but you can have it. And this particular study looked at the nurses' health study over time, and I'm going to talk a bit about the study, but those who enjoy 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day, 2 to 3 cups of tea, 1 to 3 cups of tea also seemed to help, had an 18% lower risk of developing dementia. That's kind of shocking.
That's something.
And the tea drinkers were a 14% lower of having dementia. So it's really interesting. So the issue was this. Decaffeinated, by the way, didn't work. There's something about the caffeine. So this is from the Nurses' Health Study and the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study, which were men and women. And it's an observational study. It's an observational study of nearly 100,000 people. And if you're a health professional and you're asked to write something down, you're going to be good. You're going to try to do the best job. So the data is really good. It's observational studies. How much coffee do you drink? What do you have? What about tea? How about fruits and vegetables? They're going to try to do it. And lo and behold, it seems to hold true for both studies that there is something about caffeine because of its bioactive substance. So coffee, along with caffeine, contains many other molecules that appear to reduce inflammation. It appears to affect glucose metabolism. There's some studies show that it decreases the risk of developing diabetes. It may affect vascular function and oxidative stress. It also affects blood pressure and a few other things that really don't understand. We know, just like regular exercise, just like regular sleep, it may be that regular coffee drinking is good for you. Now, I bring this up because whenever I talk about coffee, as you know, I'm a coffee drinker. Yeah. I love my coffee in the morning. I never drank coffee when I was in college because the coffee was awful. But now that there's good coffee, I like it. Well, you look at this study, combined study of 130,000 people over a 20-year period with reduction of dementia. And the question would be, why don't you drink coffee? I mean, if you've got something that may reduce the risk of dementia, it makes you feel good and makes you brighter in the morning, why would you not do it? Well, some people, they can't tolerate in their stomach.
Sure.
That may be it. But there is a fear out there of supposed cardiac arrhythmias, like it's bad for your heart. There's no study. I don't care where you get it. It's not bad for your heart. For a while, the American Heart Association was saying, don't drink coffee, only drink caffeinated coffee because it's bad for your heart. But the American Heart Association is generally populated by East Coast Puritans who still wear the same hats and those buckled shoes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. When they go to work. Yeah, at Madison General. Didn't you notice big buckle on their shoe?
I did not know
and
that.
And then they take off the hat for surgery, but otherwise they wear that three-pronged hat. But anything that makes you feel good must be bad for you. That's kind of the whole concept about coffee. So what I say is drink on. Enjoy your job in the morning, but pay attention because if you drink it too late during the day, you might not sleep well. And that, we know, my friends, is bad for your health.
If you have a question for the good doc, you can call anytime.
Anytime.
608-492-9292.
You like that.
I love the
like
anytime
that.
gag.
And ask Dr. Zorba at gmail.com. Ask Dr. Zorba, spell it out, at gmail.com. And of course, come to the website, drzorba.org.
All right.
And tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell your friends
about the podcast. Why not?
Tell your friends. We've got what it looks to be more than 100,000 listeners. Over the 1 month listeners, we'd love to increase it to 200,000. We can do that with your help. And I know if you're older and you actually figured out how to sign on to a podcast, it's been very useful. But if you're younger or if you're older and you don't know how to do it, just stop any 10-year-old on the street and say, pardon me, I've got a smartphone. Can you do a podcast? And they will set you up. You like that within 30 seconds. How old is your oldest?
11.
I bet he could do a podcast.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's done his own podcast. Him and his friends did a podcast about, what did they cover? They covered like the local sports games. They covered the weather. They just looked out the window and they were like, oh, it looks a little cloudy. Like it was cute. They were trying to do a podcast. But yeah, they figured it out pretty quickly. Anyways, let's go to that phone line. Actually, this is a voicemail. So someone called that number. They left us a voicemail. Here it is. This is a listener from Wisconsin.
My question is, why is it so hard for folks who have ADHD to obtain their medication? I take my urine tests every 3 months, and I fortunately fail those tests every time, meaning I do take my medication as prescribed. And having someone with ADHD, having to call my pharmacy and my provider every 28 days to be able to pick up my medication by day 30 is a real hindrance because, well, I have ADHD. is there a way around this where someone who does not abuse their prescribed medication for ADHD to be able to have their prescription on a 60-day basis to make it a little bit easier for us? Thanks. Love your show.
Well, first of all, there are certain sort of rules involved, and then there's how a clinician will interpret those rules. So let me tell you what we did traditionally and what we have done in our office. First of all, you don't have to have a urine test every month. That's overkill for urine tests. If that clinician wants to do it, they can do it, but it's overkill, very expensive, total overkill. So in our office, if we knew the patient, we would do a urine test once a year. We determined when it was. We wouldn't tell them, but we would determine when it was. And we would have them come in once every 3 months. And then if they were good, sometimes we do a pill count, very rarely. But if they were good, we would do something called laddered prescriptions. So they would get a prescription sent to the pharmacy. We would get that day 28 days later, and 56 days later. But we would send all 3 prescriptions at the same time, but they couldn't pick them up until day 28, and they couldn't pick up the second refill until day 56. And your doctor, PA, or nurse practitioner can easily send 3 prescriptions in there, 28 and 56 days. And we would see people every 3 months. And then once a year, we would test them. If there was a question, we might test them sooner than that. But there's no law that actually says you've got to do it monthly. And there's frankly no law that says you've got to do it every 3 months. The idea is that you've got to test people, and I don't know exactly what the recommendations are. You have to test them on a regular basis.
Okay.
And certainly within 1 year is regular, but monthly kind of overkill. You got to go into the office, you've got to check it, and then
So that's up to the discretion of the doctor then, on a case-by-case basis. Okay,
totally.
Gotcha.
So this particular clinic, but let me tell you something: changing clinicians for an ADHD medicine is not always easy, because quite often, there were people who were taking those meds. Why? To get them high. And so most of us would want to limit the number of people who we actually would have with ADHD. And sometimes they're looked down upon, like, why are you coming to see me for ADHD, and why is this going on? When we do the prescriptions, in my case, it was every 90 days. I would have to then go to the state site to make sure that the person was not getting medications from someone else. And that is I believe it's under state law, where you've got to check before you refill the medications. You've got to go through a bunch of hoops. Easy to do on Epic, but you have to go through a bunch of hoops. It takes about 45 seconds, maybe a max, to do it, to make sure they're not getting prescriptions somewhere else. That actually is important, because you want to cut down on somebody who's doctor shopping.
Right. I assume that happened after that protocol probably was in place after the opioid epidemic.
It was doctor
happened.
shopping. And I'll give a perfect example of this. Years ago, many, many years ago, when I first started practice, I had a good friend of mine. He was an OBGYN. He and his wife and Penny and I were good friends together. And literally once a year, she would come to my office in Oregon, and she would say, I've got migraine headaches, and I like you as a doc. I don't use them very much. And so I saw her as a patient once a year. And after probably 5 years, then I was informed, I can't remember exactly, that she was going to 10 other doctors who she knew, getting prescriptions, once a year prescriptions. So no one really caught her. Mm-hmm. She clearly had a drug problem. Ultimately, many, many things transpired after that that were not good, but she got her problem solved. But anyway, I can't remember the initials of it, but the EPMD, I can't remember what it is. Push a button, you can check. Getting back to this particular case, you should ask your doctor if you can come in or clinician or PA, nurse practitioner. Why do I have to come in monthly? Can I come in every 3 months? Now that you've seen me for all this time, find out if that's the case, and also ask, can you do something called laddered prescriptions, where you send it for day 28, it gets filled in day 56. Now, each pharmacy, let me give you another wrinkle to this. Each pharmacy has certain rules. They can fill the prescription often 1 day before it's due and 3 days after the date. But each pharmacy has a different rule. Once again, it's to cut down on the abuse of these medications. So you want to ask your pharmacy, what's my window from when I can pick up my medicines? Carl,
Tell me, Zorba.
you know how much I love coffee.
Oh, you
right?
love coffee.
Years ago, I tried Just Coffee Co-op's Bike Fuel.
Bike fuel.
Medium roast coffee, and I was smitten. It's fair trade organic coffee. I bought it, and I am hooked.
You're still drinking it today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Just Coffee Cooperative. It's a worker-owned fair trade and organic coffee roasting co-op in Madison, Wisconsin, and they're dedicated to a model of commerce based on transparency, respect for labor, and environmental sustainability.
That's right, Carol. No flavors, no additives, just coffee. And guess what, listeners? If you use the code ZORBA10, you'll get 10% off your entire order on their website, www.justcoffee.coop. Just Coffee Cooperative. Justice from the grounds up.
Have a healthy living question for the good doc? You can just email askdrzorba@gmail.com.
Or call me.
Yeah, call him.
608-492-9292.
Call the guy.
929292. 608. You like that?
Yeah.
492-9292.
Just keep dialing 92. We love it. Let's hear from my mom. It's been a bit here. It's time to hear from my mom.
It's been a week.
It's been a week. Yeah. That's too long. I want to hear a mom joke every day, actually. Yeah, my mom wrote some jokes. We recorded them. Here's a mom joke. Mom jokes.
What did Moana say to her father when he was concerned about her pot smoking leading to harder drugs? No one ever goes beyond the reefer.
Okay, so that's a Moana joke. Have you seen Moana, the movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
but that's okay.
If you haven't
That's
seen it,
okay.
you're not going to get that.
But is Moana a cartoon character?
It's a cartoon, yeah. It's
oh,
a
yeah,
Disney.
Never Gonna Be on the Reef.
Remember, he was saying that no one goes beyond the reef.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He kept saying that to his daughter.
Do that again.
No one goes beyond the reef.
No one
that sound like
goes
him?
beyond the reef.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
I
this
got
is
it.
no one goes beyond the reefer.
It's okay. And if nobody gets it, that's all right. We don't have to get all of her jokes. We have to get some of her jokes. It's okay. You don't have to get every single joke.
I'm a big Moana fan, so I appreciate that joke,
and you're
Mom.
a fan of your mom.
A huge
That's
fan.
right.
Bigger fan of my mom.
Bigger fan of mom than Moana. That's right. Yeah, you better say that because she's listening to
Gotta
this
say that.
podcast.
Right,
and
Mom?
if not, you are toast.
Exactly. Let's see. We have an email here, a listener email. This is from a listener in Wisconsin who writes, Dr. Zorba, I'm in my mid-50s. My primary physician, an internist, retired a few years ago. My new internist, a relative youngling, doesn't do...
They're all younger.
Are they now? Doesn't do full physical examinations. Mm-hmm. Other than listening to my chest, the doctor was hands-off at my annual physical. Mm-hmm. And they put physical in quotes. Uh-huh. Since my annual physical is supposed to be covered by insurance, I was surprised to be billed for the new prescription he gave me for a recurring issue. Mm-hmm. When I complained, the hospital said that insurance covers the, quote, physical, but not questions asked during the physical. Somehow asking a question during an examination transforms the appointment into a billable encounter.
Correct.
Does this make sense? Right. It reminds me of the comic book movie Mystery Men, where a D-list superhero has the power of invisibility, but only if no one looks at him. Be honest, is it me?
This is like dark matter in the universe.
Right. Anyhow, love the new podcast. In the meantime, I'm going to find some neighborhood kids and tell them to get off my lawn. I love that. That's a good one. Thanks for that one, emailer.
Well, there are a few issues here. First of all, in a physical, it should be more than listening to your heart and lungs. Mm-hmm. I mean, first of all, it should be looking at your skin. It should be pushing on your stomach, on your belly to see whether or not you've got any lesions, anything that's there. It should be looking at your ankles and your legs to see whether or not it's swollen. It should be asking you a whole bunch of questions. Right. That are going about your body and the physical, the history. Now, from a Medicare point of view, the answer is yes. The physical may be covered with one charge, and then if you have ongoing questions, which often need a prescription drug, then it's another charge that's in there. And it's the goofy way that American medicine works. I mean, we work in a very strange system that really doesn't make sense, and it's a large portion of our gross national product is based upon health and wellness. Turns out that we spend twice as much as Switzerland, twice as much as Germany, twice as much as the UK and France, and their numbers, their morbidity and mortality, their death rates are better than ours. In other words, there are objective numbers that are there. So we've got a strange system. The answer is yes, they can charge you if you ask them things other than the physical, which makes no logical sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
No logical sense.
And is that a trend with younger doctors that you know of where they're less hands-on during the physical?
I think that is a trend. Oh, yeah, I think it's a trend.
Why?
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, the reality is just listening to your heart and lungs is not a physical. You should go over, from head to toe, and you should look at all aspects of the body. Why is that a trend? I don't know. Is it training? Is it I've got to get to somebody else? Is it I've got to attend to the electronic medical letter? Is it I've got to go home? I really don't know. I can't talk about things because it wasn't my trend in the office. Right. But the billing thing is a common thing that people complain about. And then they say, well, maybe I shouldn't say anything when I go to the doctor. Well, the reality is you got to ask them something. Usually you have a question.
Sure.
And often you have a medication you may be interested in. And yes, that becomes a billable charge, which may not be free. The physical itself is free under basically the way things were changed under Obamacare meant the physical was free, but anything beyond the physical, like a prescription, is billable and therefore goes to your, your insurance company and may go to your deductible. So when was the last time you saw the doctor?
It's funny. I just was there a couple of weeks ago for just an annual physical, and they were great. She was a really good doctor. Yeah. And you know what? This is funny. I'm glad you queued this up. I didn't plan this at all.
Smiling.
You can tell this is real. I'm smiling.
Go for it.
She asked me what I did, and I told her what I did for, I told her I had the pot. I used to work at WPR and with you, and I co-hosted and produced with you, and she just lit up. She loves Dr. Zorba. This doctor.
Really? Are you serious?
And get this. This doctor said she got into medicine because of you, listening to you. Yes.
Seriously?
Yes, she did. It was pretty cool. It was a great doctor visit.
How sweet was that?
And she was one of the best doctors I've ever
how
had.
Wonderful. See?
She was subbing in for my primary care
How wonderful. Position. Maybe you should go to her instead.
Maybe I should. Maybe I will.
Maybe you will. You see, that's
no,
exactly
I probably should.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. But it also shows you how you can then have a different experience with the different clinicians. Mm-hmm. So in this case, obviously was not happy with the physical. Change doctors.
Sure. Yep.
That's the way to
it's
do
always
it.
Possible.
That's the way to do it.
All right. Facebook page. Let's do some Facebook comments. The Stay Well with Dr. Zorba Pastor Facebook page has a lot on it. You post all kinds of things. It's recipes, photos, a lot of photos.
I love it.
Your articles are on there.
And let me give you some, I love it. Let me tell you. So, I post a number of different pictures on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Guess what kind of picture generally gets the most takes?
Is it food?
Food.
It's got to be food.
Food.
Yeah.
Food is the thing that's most interesting to people.
That's what we're going to talk about right now.
Okay, that's this is not a setup.
It's not. Yeah. Should I do that now or did you want to say more? Okay.
Go for it.
Folks, he's on his phone right now, so I think he's looking up the Facebook page.
Actually, I'm on my phone.
No, he was trying to show us some photos. Anyways, you shared a photo.
It's down. I put my down. I'm going through phone withdrawal.
Okay.
Go for it.
You recently shared a photo of you eating at a Korean restaurant in New York City.
Yeah, it was great food.
Really
fabulous
cool.
food.
Can you describe that plate? It was like a little compartmentalized.
It was a compartmentalized plate, and it had fish on it. It had little, I don't know, it was a herring type of fish. 2 little herrings on it with a bunch of Korean pickles and a bunch of other things. And this was outside the Village. Wonderful little place where you go in and all of a sudden it's filled. You had to get reservations for it. It was just spicy enough. If you wanted it spicier when you got it, they said, how spicy do you want it? I said medium. Medium hot. It was perfect. The ambiance was great. It was New York City. I was with my girlfriend. It was a sunny day. She was with her relative. It was like one of those days of 10.
That sounds great. Yeah. We got a lot of comments on that picture. This is Erica from Wichita, Kansas. She wrote, a good variety of food, but a bit stingy with the mac and cheese.
Yeah, the mac and cheese.
The grapes, too.
It was only a little bit of mac and cheese. It was a little taste. That is true.
The grapes
Of course,
too.
she's from Kansas, right?
Yeah. I love grapes. Give me no grapes if you're just going to tease me with 4.
There
So
were
there's
4
only 4 grapes.
but they were just little pieces. Remember, this is New York where people want to have fewer calories. But
Right.
there were just, I never thought there were just like 4 grapes.
Yeah.
They're all this little, I was totally.
You were
fooled by
satisfied with 4?
Well, because there was a lot of stuff. Please go on.
Okay, Mary and
4 grapes. It's true.
Mary in Fitchburg, Wisconsin wrote, looks like the food police are monitoring your quantities. Is that true, maybe?
That's true.
We'll see.
God, that
Nola
is true.
wrote, all of the foods are not touching each other. I love portion control. Our servings in the States are huge and wasteful.
Well, that's true.
That's
This
true.
was not huge and wasteful.
No, this was
good. But this is all tasty, and you ate it slowly. You ate it slowly. Go ahead.
John in Madison, Wisconsin wrote, remember, your stomach does not have separate compartments, as I believed when I was a kid.
I believe when I was
Like
a
the grapes
kid.
go to one
I like
spot,
it.
the mac
I
and
like
cheese
it.
goes in the
I
spot.
like it.
Finally, Eric wrote, at first I thought that was a serving tray like we had in grade school. Then
Yeah.
I saw that it wasn't, but maybe they should bring that back for adults to control our portion
Maybe they
sizes.
should. Maybe we should have serving trays in restaurants.
Then he
like they
says,
do.
not mine,
And
but
you eat
maybe
out of
someone
the-
else's.
You eat off of the tray.
Yeah.
I remember going to my kids' elementary school, and they ate at the tray. There was no. That was
Right off the
that
tray.
was
I
right
remember
off the
that.
tray,
Yeah. And they were all compartmentalized. I used to
they
like
were.
that.
Maybe
There was
we
a little
should do
slot
that.
for your
Yeah.
fork and
Yeah.
spoon.
There's a history of this. It's called Good Food. I just finished a book called Good Food, Moral Food, and there was a theory that all your food, this was back in the 1930s, that food shouldn't touch each other.
Okay.
That it should be separate from one another. That once it touched each other, it wasn't as good for you to eat in your stomach. It was a very strange,
Interesting.
odd thing that saucy foods where things were together was bad. And believe it or not, people thought casseroles were bad for your body.
Because it's all just mashed together.
It's all put together. I mean, obviously nobody came to Wisconsin. No. Because when they looked at it.
Casserole country.
Casseroles came with the Pilgrims, I'm sure. But that was a whole issue.
Yeah. Now, when you eat, so let's say Thanksgiving dinner, when there's a lot of different things happening food-wise, do you like finish one portion of, like, let's say your mashed potatoes first and then move on to the meat, or do you just jump around?
Not at all. Do you?
Sometimes I do that.
I never do that.
I don't know
You
why.
mean you'll finish your mashed potatoes and then you'll eat something else?
Yeah, like take one thing at a time. And
Never.
then-
Maybe
yeah.
we should do a survey. Please call in and let us know when you're sitting at some place like Thanksgiving. I'm serious.
Yeah, that's
I'm
interesting,
serious.
right?
Whether or not you eat it one thing at a time, like Carl.
Yeah.
Or if you like eat your mashed potatoes, then go to the cranberry sauce.
Right.
and the
Zigzag
turkey.
around and-
I zigzag.
You're a
Let us
zigzagger.
know. I'd like to know what our listeners, do that. Call us and let us know at 608-492-9292. Better than that, why don't you email us how you eat your Thanksgiving meal or some other meal at askdrzorba@gmail.com. And you know what? Carl is going to make up a special song for those responses.
man. Now I'm on the spot.
It'll be the food song.
Let me think about that one. Okay, we learned a lot today. What did we learn?
did.
We talked about coffee. Drinking coffee is maybe good for dementia risk.
It's a salubriant.
Oh, nice.
That's the word, salubriant.
I like that
good
word.
for the health.
You helped out someone about maybe how to get their ADHD meds a little more efficiently.
Right. A little bit more, a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Talk to your clinician. You don't have to see them in most offices every 30 days. It can be every 90 days. Talk to them, and if not, consider changing clinicians. Right?
Yep, you helped someone about maybe changing docs, and we heard a mom joke, and we looked at the Facebook page comments. But yeah, we learned a lot today.
We learned a lot today. We love it. I love to do this. Come listen to us and listen to the rapid updates that I do on a regular basis when rubbish comes out of Washington. And don't, you like the word rubbish?
I do. You love the word
I
rubbish.
love the word rubbish. Kind of English. And don't forget to stay well.